Hey everyone, welcome to the M&R Show. I'm Ron,
And I'm Malcolm.
and today we have another special guest. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Very special guest. Mont, you guys might send me up here a couple of times. I'm back to spread my opinion and talk to the guys about what's going on in sports.
Money Mont. Nice for
Yes,
you
sir.
to come back and join us. And
It's nice to be back. I've been begging to come back. I've been waiting, a lot of stuff's been going on, but hey, we here. We got a lot to talk about.
You're right. Let's go and start on it. Let's get on it, man.
All right, so today we have two NFL topics. We're gonna start with Patrick Mahomes and his legacy. I actually have Mont starting this one, so I want to know what you have to say about Patrick Mahomes' legacy, Mont, if he wins the Super Bowl.
If it just adds on. I believe right now we have not seen a start to a career like this, and given he sat out a year, even still coming into his second year was his rookie year, he still dazzled. He showed out, to say that he's about to be in his second Super Bowl appearance after 3 years is unprecedented. We can't say that anybody has lived up to that standard, and he is just racking up accomplishments right now. When it's down the line, like once he continues to do that continuously throughout his career, it's going to be something special to see. I believe right now we're seeing the start to what will be possibly the greatest, if not, second greatest. I believe he's going to do some things that we haven't even seen Brady do.
That's definitely pretty high. I mean, I'm pretty high on Mahomes too. I mean, like you said, we really haven't seen a start like this. I mean, Ben started pretty fast too, but of course, the stats weren't with the accolades. So this guy has freaking Rodgers with Brady accolades. Like he has the Rodgers stats with Brady accolades, basically. So I mean, it's not too much to say. He have 2 Super Bowls before 25. Set 50 touchdown season. That means he have 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He has a regular MVP. And even if they don't win the game, I mean, he's still been to 2 Super Bowls before 25. You've been to 3 conference championships before you hit 25. So he's still right now. His resume is at this point. The question is his resume already going to be past Rodgers or Breeze? Because he'll already have more accomplishments besides literally just the longevity stats. Essentially, I mean, I think Rodgers will have more MVPs because he'll be the MVP this year. But besides the MVPs, he'll have more. He'll have one more Super Bowl MVP than Rodgers, and of course more appearances. And so Malcolm.
See, I hear what y'all saying about how this is just amazing for a guy, first time, 2 out of 3 years. But it's just like y'all over like see other people. Like you forgot about Russell Wilson, when given a chance and what he has done, he went to two Super Bowls. Actually, he was 1 Super Bowl away. Well, one crazy, play away from winning back-to-back Super Bowls. So I think that's one thing. Another thing is you look at a guy like Patrick Mahomes. I think that he is a very, very good talent. He has been surrounded appropriately with the talent around him, especially with Andy Reid, and it's going to be good for his legacy. But I have to understand that with his legacy, it's going to come with questions. It's going to come with if he didn't have this talent, if he didn't have guys like Tyreek Hill or Sammy Watkins or Travis Kelce, let's say he only had one good receiver, like is he still will be able to maintain this level of productivity, and then there's gonna be more questions down the line. Is it more of Andy Reid or is it more of Patrick Mahomes? They said, because you heard what Tyreek Hill said when Patrick Mahomes came into the league, he was like, this dude trash, But
So I'm in practice though.
Yeah. So I'm in practice. Yeah. So it's like, what if like Andy Reid has created this masterful game plan of things going on for offensively to be able to make sure that Patrick Mahomes do what he has to do. Because he did it with Alex Smith. Alex Smith had his career year under Andy Reid, and it's the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. But I think Patrick Mahomes is a very good talent. I think Aaron Rodgers is still the best talent I feel like I've ever seen. I mean, but I just feel like, what if you put in Deshaun Watson in the same equation as this Patrick Mahomes with that roster? What about Aaron Rodgers? How would you think about Aaron Rodgers after this if he had guys like Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill? I just think there's just a lot of things that we have to keep on continue talking about. Maybe we have to worry about at the end of his career, because I know it just started. So let's see, salary cap started making their tolls. and like receivers start leaving and stuff like that, I want to see how Patrick Mahomes is from there. So, that's just a question we're going to ask. It's going to be the same fact like how Tom Brady was with, Bill Belichick. But yeah.
Well, once you bring up Russell Wilson and the Super Bowls that, that he didn't, win 2 in a row, I think you also got to account that coming into this year, like halfway through the season, we're talking about how Russell may be an MVP candidate, and he hasn't even had a first place vote. Patrick Mahomes has an MVP, a Super Bowl MVP. He's second place for this MVP. I just don't believe that early on Russell can even touch what Patrick Mahomes is. And it's like, we've seen hot starts, but never this hot. The first 3 seasons, back-to-back conference, 3 conference championships, 2 Super Bowl appearances. It's honestly hard for a team to even do that. For a quarterback to do it's amazing.
I mean, it's very cute. It's very cute and all, but it's just like you don't see quarterbacks just be in a situation where they got a guy like Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins.
Well, Tyreek Hill wasn't the top 10 receiver before with Alex Smith, by the way. He became the top 10 receiver when Mahomes got it. So it's not act like he was the gadget guy. He was Tyler Lockett before he got there.
But let's just understand that Alex Smith ain't throwing the ball like Patrick Mahomes is.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Alex Smith is more intermediate, so it was a lot of intermediate routes. But you've seen the talent that Tyreek Hill had. It was just the fact that, Alex Smith is not throwing the ball far, just like Patrick Mahomes is. Patrick Mahomes was able to unlock Tyreek Hill because of Patrick Mahomes' arm, So I think that's another thing. I don't think that y'all just, acting like Patrick Mahomes is, found Tyreek Hill or Tyreek Hill just automatically changed. But I feel like
Tyreek he was still good. He was still good.
Yeah.
Like, he took Tyreek Hill off of special teams. Like, at one point, let's not forget, this guy could have probably broke the punt return record. But Mahomes made him such a good receiver that he can't even play special teams anymore. He said, I don't even care about the punt return record for touchdowns. I'm just straight receiver now. That's how good he became. Like, he literally could have broke Devin Heston's record probably in punt returns. He started that hot on special teams. That's how he got to start. Kind of like Mecole Hardman low key now. I think that's kind of why he drafted Mecole, because he's like kind of how Reek started.
Yeah. So you had your guy.
Like a gadget guy to start off. But any last remarks on this one before we move on?
I understand where Malcolm's coming from about them having Tyreek, Kelce, a bunch of weapons, but at the same time, Mahomes make those weapons a whole lot better. You can't. They'll be productive, but they are on a different level of production because of the quarterback.
You got it, man. You got it, man.
All right, now we're going to move on to our next topic. I'm going to let Malcolm start this one. We're going to be talking about the Matthew Stafford trade, how we feel, just an in-depth breakdown of the trade. Malcolm?
See, I just want to understand that I think this is a very good trade. Let's just understand a different complex of it. I understand that, 2 first-round picks and Jared Goff, that seems like a lot. But if you think about it, those are going to be late-round picks, Are you really going to find somebody in the late first round? It's a 50-50 chance. You might not. Are you going to take that chance when you have a chance to get a quarterback in Matthew Stafford, pair him with an offensive genius and a guy like Sean McVay who uplift a guy like Jared Goff? So imagine what he can do with a guy like Matthew Stafford. Now, we can always look at Matthew Stafford's past and say, well, he hasn't won. That's correct. But the 2 times that he has been over 500, one of the few times he's been over 500, he had an offensive-minded coach in Jim Caldwell who was able to uplift whatever that he had going on, and he was able to be 9-7 both seasons. All right, those are the 2 times that he was able to be over 500. The defense wasn't good, but at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford played good, and that offense was good. So just imagine you bring him over to a situation in Sean McVay. You have Sean McVay as the offensive coordinator. He's the game plan caller. So, he's a play caller. And then you have the defense, which is very good. So Matthew Stafford finally has a defense that's good. And maybe, in a run game that's going to be more consistent than what he ever had in Detroit. And you have a solid receiving core. You have a very solid receiving core. So I have so much, I think there's so much potential in this group for them to be able to at least get to the Super Bowl again in the next couple of years.
Mont?
I agree that Matthew Stafford probably is going to be on the best team he's been on in a minute, but it's a lot of value that the Rams have given up. Now, for starters, they gave up Jared Goff. There's a quarterback, okay, but 2 picks, and I don't think these picks are guaranteed to be late because when this division, for starters, is going to be hard to win. And if they can't pull away maybe first every year, second and third, that's still going to be towards mid. Well, not mid, but a little above mid. So I think it's a good chance that those picks still slide down the scale first and second round. I do believe that this creates a lot of wondering in a Deshaun Watson trade because if you can get 2 picks, 2 first and a third for Matthew Stafford, I'm pretty sure Watson is worth at least 1 or 2 more first. So it's just going to be crazy to see where he goes. And even if he goes into that division, you got to realize that this trade could possibly be because they forecasted that Deshaun might come to the division and they want to stay competitive in a division that's already, as we seen last year, competitive. Very.
Yeah, I think I like the trade. I think they're a lock to make the playoffs if Deshaun somebody doesn't get to the 49ers. That could possibly throw it off. I'm not gonna lie. That could throw it off really bad. But if they keep Jimmy G, they end up you can't make the playoff with the worst QB in your division, unless somehow another QB gets hurt. That's the only way. Like you usually if you have the 4th best QB in your division, aka like the Eagles last year when went leading in turnovers. Even though the team is pretty good, you're not gonna be able to win the division. It's just too important of a position. I think Matthew Stafford really increased that for them though because he's probably with Matthew Stafford like a 12 to 14 range in QB, but with McVay, he's probably top 10 QB now. Because I mean, Goff was like 17th best QB. Now he's on the line. He's probably a bottom 8 QB as a starter in the league probably now. Like he's probably gonna have a regression. I mean, I know we all remember his rookie season. It is a rookie season, and it was Jeff Fisher. But man, it ain't getting no better. You got Dan Campbell, Anthony Lynn. It's really scaring me. Like I think this is going to end up like a Gardner Minshew type vibe in Detroit for Jared Goff this season. So I like a trade for the Rams. I kind of like them giving up 2 firsts, but it's a QB's most valuable position. And in the day, like Malcolm said, it's gonna be a late pick. People like they haven't had a pick in it's been like 5. It was gonna be 8 years by the time this stops. But I mean, I can't be mad at you for trading for Jalen Ramsey. It's like the 5th most valuable position. What is he, a top 3 corner? Unarguable, a top 3 corner in the league. And we know his skill set doesn't diminish. He's a 4-3 corner. So even with age, he's gonna still be fast. So I'm not even worried about like a Sherman type drop in that way. So I'm really not mad at the trade at all.
Man, that's funny, you know what I'm saying? It's funny how you said that you're not worried about the 2 first-round picks when you're so big on these 2 first-round picks being traded. But it's fine.
It's position value though. I mean, I'm a big position value guy, and QB is the number 1 position that picks can go because that's the most important position in sports. Not even football, in sports, that's the most important position.
I just want to recognize while QB is a very valuable position, they knocked off their division rival in the first round with John Walford. Well,
that's even more of the point. Even more of the point.
Willing that. I mean, it's outstanding. It's outstanding.
That scares me about Seattle though, yo. Seattle I think can fall off, bro. Like they better get some pieces, man.
Seattle is putting everything on Russell Wilson. You having that, you're worried about what Jimmy Garoppolo is going to do. Is he going to be healthy for the full season? And you have Arizona. Arizona look like they're on the come up, but Arizona doesn't look like as much of a threat to the Rams yet, as of yet. So it's just like I think that the Rams feel like this is their division right now. I think that they are the best team in the division based on what they see from Seattle and based on the unknown that you see with San Francisco. I think that you bring in a guy like Matthew Stafford, it even elevates your team because you were winning these games with Jared Goff as your quarterback. So just imagine now that you have Matthew Stafford, you literally have the same team as you had last year. And you can add them up later on in the draft, which they have been hitting later on the draft. It's not like they haven't been hitting.
The second, third round. Yep.
Yeah, so I feel like with this team, especially with the draft, with the draft coming by with Matthew Stafford as the quarterback, I think this team will be very good coming. It could be a Super Bowl contender next year.
Contender, I mean, they're gonna be. They got a good shot at the playoffs. They do. Maybe a little adjustment to the line, but they got a great shot.
Yeah, I mean, the O-line's the only thing, but the O-line isn't bad per se. Did Whitworth retire? If Whitworth's retired, it's gonna be pretty bad. But he's like 42. But I mean, we all know at this point, can we even? He's like Brady at this point. I can't say you're gonna be bad next year. You ain't been bad ever. So like, if Whitworth does retire, it's gonna be a pretty bad line. But they have a good running game. I mean, they got Akers and Darrell Henderson, like late round running backs that have been studs because who isn't a stud?
A lot of play action,
a lot of play action.
Yeah, quarterback is always out of the pocket a lot.
Screens.
So, I think it's going to be a problem next year, but Sean McVay with his play calling will make it less of a problem, especially with a guy like Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. And before we, I guess, get off this topic, I guess we need to talk more about the division. So with like the Cardinals and everything, I'm pretty high on Kyler, but this division is really hard. I think them of Seattle's probably going to be low unless Jimmy G just again gets hurt again. I think they're really going to cut Jimmy G, but I guess we're going to see what they do with the QB position. They're going to have to upgrade too, because now this is going to make them have to upgrade in San Francisco.
Yeah, I think this division is kind of looking in the sense that we're going to try to all match QBs and just
literally
have running back by committees, and maybe not one, but multiple receivers, but a crazy dominant receiver. Other teams, San Fran and Seattle got, not Seattle, San Fran and Arizona got, not Arizona, San Fran and
the Rams.
Rams got to get there with got a dominant receiver.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy though? If you look at this division, they have 3 offensive geniuses. Listen, you got Sean McVay, you got Kyle Shanahan, and you got Cliff Kingsbury. And you might think, why Cliff Kingsbury? Cliff Kingsbury is running a successful college offensive team. He's running it with Kyler Murray, and he has the receivers, and he's doing a good job with it. He has to worry about consistency on the defense, stuff like that, but Cliff Kingsbury is doing a good job. Like, you have 3 offensive geniuses, in that division, and you got Pete Carroll who does defense.
Good guy,
and then, to be honest, like, I think Seattle is going to be a team that you have to understand that they're going down because they're in cap hell. And then another thing is that they put they put everything on Russell Wilson's shoulder, and they haven't improved that line. They haven't improved that line since Russell Wilson came there. And I think that's just going to be a problem. Like, you trying to take a next step, but that line hasn't even improved at all, So it's just, I think that with all the questions that's going on in that division, especially with San Fran, because San Fran could be good if they're healthy. But that's asking a lot from Jimmy Garoppolo, who hasn't really been healthy for a full season since he's been in the league. So it's just a lot of uncertainty going on, and I think that the Rams are done with trying to figure things out and just go ahead and do what they got to do. I think with Matthew Stafford, they could just do what they got to do, and just be able to be up there, to be honest.
Yeah, my last thing is, when you brought up Seattle, I just shook my head because I realized that actually you made me actually a little lower on Seattle when you start talking about them. You talk about the O-line, they haven't fixed it. Will they fix it? Probably not. Pete Carroll's still the head coach, so now you're just going to be at a disadvantage whenever you play a coach that knows how to run the correct plays at the right time.
It's not even good at all. It's not Legion of Boom no more.
Yeah, it's not like, and he's trying to run first, second down, right? Wasn't throw on 3rd and 15. You got it, bro. Like, nah, we're not doing that. Then DK's running 3 routes. Like, but they do have a new offensive coordinator, so I'm be optimistic on that. But that's any final marks from anyone else though?
Nah, but I just feel like it's a good trade. So congratulations to the Rams. They doing a good job being aggressive. It's going to suck in the future, but right now they worry about the present. So congratulations to them.
I'm saying we're going to see with this trade, and it's sad that this season went by so fast. I'm so ready for the next.
Right.
Literally. Well, thanks, Mont, definitely for coming on. I mean, y'all can reach me on Instagram at @moneymont_.
_2.
_2. So y'all go follow him, and make sure y'all follow us at Malcolm Ron Show on Instagram and Twitter. And we have a new YouTube video out, so make sure to go like and comment on that. Malcolm.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you coming out. I like to hear your expertise, your football acumen. I hope you Steelers do good next year. So
no, he doesn't.
Let's pray for that. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Malcolm.
Hey guys, thank you for the support. Just like Ron said, follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. I'm Malcolm Ron Show. And guys, have a great rest of the day, guys. See y'all later.
All right.